Thank you for inviting me and thank you for having me. There's a first to everything. It's my first time here. So thank you, and thank you all for being here for this important work. Assemblyman, okay, I don't recognize you all, forgive me, but thank you. So let's go straight to it. As mentioned, there's an impending shutdown of SNAP benefits. I'll just add that it can be avoided. We're not going to go into the politics of it, but it can be avoided even on the state level if the state decides that they will lay out the money in the meantime while the federal is holed up. They can lay out the money. So definitely our assemblyman will be a big advocate of the state to maybe do that and save a lot of people a lot of headache. We are located, we have two locations in the district, right? We always have an issue with the sanitation because we're right at the border by between 12 and 14. So that's at the other one on Coney Island Avenue. And then there is one right here, 5402 New Utrecht Avenue. So we have two locations. We serve every day, Sunday through Thursday dinner in the evening. It's fair to say it's like usually between 5 and 7 to play it safe. And that's usually when we serve dinner. And all day you can go on an app that will give you an appointment, so there's no bread line if you want to pick up pantry. So I just brought this along. You know, it's hard to memorize things, but bring it along. So this is it. So you have, if you text food to this 6-digit number, you can get this app to work for you in 10 languages. And even if you're very kosher and you don't have an app phone, you just have a very old flip phone like a lot of Borough Parkers do, this has a bot that will answer all your texts. So if you're not going to download the app, it'll still talk to you in 10 languages. So this app is called Plentiful, and everybody is welcome. We do put out appointments based on the volume of food we have, based on the volume of volunteers we have, so things fluctuate. But throughout the afternoon and evening, we give out every day, and our goal is to serve about 200 to 300 families a day. Every day of the week, Sunday through Thursday. Again, there are some hiccups here and there, and therefore it's very good that you have an appointment. Usually hour by hour, that's how the appointments work. For those of you who are very into special kosher, like minimal kosher is not good enough, you can go in and speak to the mashgiach on site. I'll give you a special. So some of us are everything we serve is kosher, but if you have a large family and you're very into like special kosher food, we have a few hours for that as well. You go in, speak to the rabbi, and on the side, you'll get a time for when you get extra special kosher food. And again, back to the general issue, what I think is happening, and again, not part of the politics of it, there's lots of local mom and pop stores that a big chunk of their clientele is people who come with food stamps. Generally speaking, the amount of charity food that's out there from all the pantries that you mentioned before is a fraction, is like maybe 10% of what food stamps does. Food stamps does the brunt of all the emergency food, and we as emergency food providers do a small part. If that closes, we will be very overwhelmed. So, and not only that, all the small stores, this has a ripple effect. How will they pay their bills and so on. So it's an important thing. If this, number one, if we can get the shutdown to end before November 1st, and if it does come to it, if New York, the state, can maybe be the bridge until the government opens. So that's an important thing. There is still hope. That's all I'm trying to say.
There's also a couple of states are suing the agriculture department as well. I don't know
exactly.
how fast such a lawsuit can move.
Exactly. So that's basically it. Thank you for inviting me. And
Sandy, please give the addresses of both Masbia locations.
Go for it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If people have extra resources and they want to donate either time or money, how should they do that?
So if you go on our website, which is masbia.org, masbia.org, Again, those 6 letters over here, Masbia. It's kind of nice because in the portion of the parsha that we read, the way we divide the Bible every week, we now are reading about how our patriarch Abraham had a 4-door tent. That's our little icon here, open to everyone to come to eat. So that's Masbia, masbia.org. There is a volunteer option to sign up. So that's that. So again, you wanted the addresses. So one is by 54th Street corner in Utrecht. That's 5402 New Utrecht Avenue.
Can't miss it, the whole boxes of food out there.
Exactly. And the other one is on Coney Island Avenue, which is 1372 Coney Island Avenue. They're the 2 basic ways that you can benefit from our resources, is coming for dinner or getting an appointment through this option. It works well. There are hundreds of people taking advantage of it every day.
You mentioned Sunday through Thursday.
Right.
What about people that need help with food for the weekends and Shabbos? I mean, do you provide-
So in the terminology of the industry, we say soup kitchen is what you eat inside, food pantry is what you take home. So soup kitchen is no appointment needed, just come during dinner time, like 5 to 7 every day. You can have a dinner. That's mostly for like people who are more broken, like people who like can't cook for themselves, like elderly, sick, or that type of thing. Someone doesn't have a home or like that. So, and then there's the people who would rather take some food home. So that for that that is our larger volume. We did only dinner, but then this was added, and it looks like a lot more people want the food to take home, the raw food, the groceries. So that you get through this option. You get an appointment. It's what we call a digital bread line.
Well.
Yes, there's a nice amount of food. And again, if someone has like more hechsher, fussy situations, they can talk to the Masbia and they'll give them a time to come for that. So we have both in Borough Park and in Flatbush. Both locations have a special, for those who want like special kosher, we call it. So I think I covered everything, yeah? Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Question?
Yeah, I just have one quick question. Is this a resource we could also share with furloughed federal employees and all the essential employees that are not getting paid?
Definitely yes.
Okay.
And I was just gonna say, last shutdown, we actually went to LaGuardia and we gave out flyers to all the TSA agents, and people saw it as a little bit political, so I didn't do it this time. Like I didn't like it, but definitely like.
Thank you.
Can I just mention something? So when Assemblyman Chang came into office, we had a constituent who came in who was not able to get their food stamp right away. Told us that they had a severe hunger issue they had a child at home, didn't have any food. I reached out to Rabbi Alex Rapaport, and he was wonderful, and he actually had, I don't know if this was a massive exception to the rule for Assemblyman Chang's office, but he had 2 boxes of food delivered that day to that family. So,
I'm sure there's a lot of people from different organizations here, so what that does happen, when we get from a reputable organization or an office of elected official, we sometimes do exceptions, like let's say I could recall something similar, like Hatzalah once brought a patient home and they saw there's no food in their house, so they called me up and said, look, there's no, sometimes there's a real need to make an exception.
Emergency.
And some urgency. We try not to do it often because then it defeats the purpose. It puts some people as ahead of others. We try not to do it, but sometimes the reality is that it's needed.
you actually led me to the app, the Plentiful app, and the Plentiful app, it's not your app, you're
So,
just
you
on
gotta
it.
move on.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Sandy, thank you.